Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo. It's that time again where it is Channel Sports, and then what else do we look at now? Then starting from somewhere else in Ghana. Yes, that is where all focus will be, because it is the 13th All-Africa Games. You remember, it is the All-Africa Games that, when we look at that, it look as if we are being football biased. I just want to say that also we won our first, the Super Eagles, then the Green Eagles, then won the first ever, African championship. Then it was the championship gold, but at least we celebrated it as if it was a football event. That was way back in 1973. We were host of the second All Africa Games then, So it's been an evolution here, because the Africa Games is supposed to be Africa's, Olympics, and like we said, it's supposed to be 2023. It's supposed to be a year before the Olympic Games, a preparatory ground for us to go over there and showcase what Africa has. It's not been too different, because you can always call the usual suspects. Just like what is happening right now in Ghana is what has been happening in the last 4 or 5 editions. Probably just a little bit of shuffling, or somebody taking over the other's post. It's been Egypt all the way, apart from probably in the 10th All-Africa Games there, where South Africa won that event with 61 gold medals. But then every day you can see them, it is Egypt, South Africa, Nigeria, Egypt, Nigeria, South Africa, Algeria, Egypt, Algeria, Nigeria, South Africa. So basically, those are the superpowers of the games, are not just a singular event. We are in Ghana now, and as it is happening, we shall look at where we are and where we are projecting to be, because for now it has been Egypt versus the rest of Africa. A situation where the medal table of Egypt, their gold medal, is more than that of the next 3 teams combined. Tells you a story that yes, the story of dominance, the story of excellence, the story of mapping out your strategy and then meeting it up, because you can have a strategy and if you don't get the wherewithal to do it. Funds have been part of that. It's not as if Egypt has more population than us. That they are more organized in certain areas, but then we need to look at it and say, look, because this is how we develop these players. We shall look at those things and tell you. Just saw them again, between Lobby and Rivers United, the MPFL is on there, and then it has not been too well also for us. It's been so long. Some of us can remember the last time a Nigerian team went on the continent and came back, with a trophy, be it the CAF Champions League, at the Confederations Cup, or even the lesser ones that are there. It's been far too long. You're talking about the Enyimba's, BC Lions, Shooting Stars, and then right now, most of those teams where they are compared to even the teams from Congo, the teams from Algeria and Libya and the rest of them all. I'm not putting Egypt this time around, because they are the kings. South Africa came in, after their years of exile, and we are now playing catch up to even South Africa. It is not too palatable for us to talk about. So, but that is how it is. I will most let you know that. But we'll look at the league and see what is happening. We'll look at the challenges and also tell you which area, that we've been discussing with the top echelon of the league. We interview them here and they let you understand this, the challenges they've been having, challenges of logistics, challenges of traveling, challenges of what, the security on the roads and stuff like that. And let us see, probably if we might revert to that, which will work for Nigeria. We had a listen last week and he expanded talking about the regional league. Can we look at the regional league? Is it the option, to what we are facing now? Instead of depleting, instead of degrading, instead of downsizing, instead of doing whatever it is, but then look at the quality has been diluted, polluted, and that's what we're talking about here. To say, yes, can we up the standard? Can we up the standard? Can we reach that before we say, yes, we come back to be the superpower of Africa? But it is not what it has to be as at now. And the English league is still on. They are still, mixing it up with the FA Cup. Nigeria will have the FA Cup season. They just drop it, mid-season and stuff like that. So 2 teams are already in the semi-finals, and then 2 teams, the other 2 we decided today. The strugglers in the league are also trying to see how they can survive. While at the top, it's been. You look at the EPL, it is top and bottom excitement all through. In Nigeria, we look at it the other time. I think the top 10 teams are separated by just very few points. That just 1 or 2 minor slip or 2 consecutive wins push you up the ladder. Although, we can't talk about this without looking at tennis, because it's just happening right there in Indian Wells, and Yes, Alcaraz. Alcaraz, after he won that Wimbledon, it's like everybody now found out how to beat him. You know, he was just there, not the dominant figure that we thought he was going to be. But he's back now, taking on the same man that played the final last year in Medvedev. Iga Swiatek will take on Maria Sakkari. So basically, we shall by the end of today, we should have known who these champions are. But we're going to start from Accra. Before we do that, I have the creamiest of the creamy one in the house.
Great to be here again.
I thought you should be representing us in Ghana. Which event? You told me that they said, which event did you say you did actually?
I think it was triple jump. I broke my leg.
Triple jump. Did you get to the halfway line?
It was it's a very difficult sport. I don't know how they combine it. Like the likes of Ruth Osoro, when I see them, Blessing Okagbare, and of course S.A. Brume. Yes, Blessing Okagbare did triple jump. I mean, then sprint, and of course, that's before she did the long jump. So those three. Then Ruth Osoro too, those same things. So when I see these athletes, I don't know how they were able to manage all through.
Did you just started jumping, or somebody put you through and said,
no,
Sisi, you will accelerate to this place?
I went to a school where sport is more like part of it. I went to Idia College. You have a very...
Oh, now you are telling me something.
It's a very big school. So,
okay, no, I know Idia College.
And if you're getting out of that school, you have to, your games master will have to sign your form before you can, finish your clearance and everything. So you have to do sports.
Okay.
So that's because of that. So most of us just like, what sport do you want to do? So it's like, how do I put it now? Yes, I started with the sprints, but it wasn't fun. Triple jump was like, okay, I can actually do this. But I didn't know it was that difficult. So
why didn't you try high jump?
I never thought about it. The only other sport I thought about was actually volleyball and basketball. But the girls in my class then,
no, basketball, like forget you just rule that one out.
So we had some tall girls who like each time you enter the court, they wouldn't even let you see the ball. So it was quite fun inside. At the end of the day, just
you want to play basketball.
I'm not so short.
No, I'm not saying no. That has never crossed my thought. Never, Sisi. How can I say you are? No.
I'm not brief. I'm not.
No, you are not. You are not brief. You are not short. No, Sisi. How can I? No, but I only think just imagining you and Steph Curry. Okay, Sisi. Let's come back home. We are doing some events. That we didn't think that we're going to be having some medals right there.
Yeah.
Talk about badminton.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because last time 2019 in Morocco, of course, he won a gold medal. So it was something we were expecting him to do. Yeah, it was quite painful that they couldn't go to Commonwealth Games. So know what happened with the badminton team and everything. So that's so I wasn't surprised about badminton. The sports I'm actually surprised about is is actually chess, where we won 2 bronze medals in chess. So there's some sports you like. Then cricket also, we're the lowest ranked team going into
the bronze.
Cricket, making its debut at the African Games, won a bronze medal. Zimbabwe end up, of course.
Zimbabwe is a cricket nation.
We beat Uganda to the bronze medal. So that's what those are the kind of sports I'm actually happy about. The others, I'm not really surprised. In terms of wrestling, yes, dominance has always been there. In terms of weightlifting, it's always been there. I remember in Morocco, I think it was up to 50 medals or something that we won. We had more athletes going into weightlifting. Then you also have new sports coming in. MMA, yes, is not a medal sport yet. Winning all the athletes that went there, they came back with all the medals. They had 5 gold medals. Demonstration sport for now, 12 medals, 5 of them gold. That I'm not also too surprised about that. So there's just some sport. Okay, this is what the medals table is like. As you mentioned at the introduction of the show, the numbers of gold that Egypt have won is more than what you have the other 3 have won. Just combined together, you will see what Egypt are doing. What they did in Morocco, that's what they are doing right here in Ghana. 90 gold medals.
We are seeing 74. The next 3 teams have 74. Egypt has 90. If you add the next one, which is the 4th, the 5th team, they are not, it will not even get up to 90.
Yeah, I don't know why. If you can get it, you have Tunisia and also Ghana. Tunisia has 10.
Tunisia has 10.
And Ghana.
Good. So that takes it to 84.
Yeah, Ghana. You add Ghana to which is 9. So that's when you see that. Okay.
So you should add the next 5. You have to add the next 5 teams in order to catch up with what Egypt is doing.
So that's how funny it is. And in total, they have 154 medals, which is huge for them. And Ghana, what's actually helping Ghana is arm wrestling. We'll come to that later. So you can see, and in terms of arm wrestling, Nigeria won a total of 13 medals. Ghana won 41.
41
and out
medals.
of that 41, they had like how many gold medals? They had
9.
Eight.
You see, eight gold medals.
Yes. That's why they have this. Before now, they've been 16th position. So they are more like the biggest mover in terms of the medals table.
Yeah.
As a Friday, we're looking at them 16th position. They're the biggest mover because they had 8 gold to actually one they've had all around. And then now they have 41 medals, and 8 of them gold. And this is arm wrestling for Nigeria. 13 medals. That's the numbers of medals Nigeria got in arm wrestling.
13 or 14 now?
13 now.
I'm saying 14
4
there.
gold.
I'm saying 14 there.
Okay, you need your glasses.
I need
okay,
14
you have 4 gold medals, 3 silver, and 7
14.
bronze medals.
3 plus 7 is 10.
That's okay.
That's 14.
That's 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying 14 there.
I think it's two silver. We have 2 silver. It's 2 silver medals.
2 silver medals. All right. So we'll correct it. We'll correct
that. 2 silver medals. Then 7 bronze medals. That's what we have in arm wrestling. So that's another sport also. I mean, Egypt also dominated that sport.
14 gold.
19 in all. I mean,
I thought that was where the surprise was going to come from. That somebody will use that to catch up with Egypt.
No,
that is what pushed us straight to 90.
I thought it's actually Ghana because Ghana have more athletes in that arm wrestling. I thought they were going to dominate that, but still, Egypt are also dominant.
Have you done arm wrestling before?
No. Why?
Bring your hands.
No.
I want to show you. Bring your hand. Bring your hands. I know. So, no, you put it this way.
Yeah, I know.
You put it this way, and then you try to push it down. But try to. So you take that down, and you get a medal. You get a medal. Yeah. See, I think you should represent us in that one. Don't mind them. I know what.
With these Egyptians and Ghanaians, no.
Let's jokes apart, Sisi. It's not funny. But let us talk wrestling first. We sent 6 ladies. How come with this? I'm not being looking at it in terms of gender.
Not gender, yeah.
But it looks like it is the female wrestlers are the ones that are always been getting us most of these medals.
Yeah, it's not just wrestling alone. Since you're talking about wrestling, yes, because I mean these athletes have how do I put it now? These athletes have the experience and also that doggedness that they have. I think that's
the men don't have it.
I don't know how to really. I'm not trying to compare this. I've been trying to ask the question. I've even asked Danny Gali, why do we always have them? I mean, I think they just have this tenacity, that zeal to win. I think that's what is in them. And we have better, in terms of wrestlers, we have better female wrestlers than, in Nigeria than anywhere in Africa.
Even world standard,
when you have athletes, exactly, yes. Athletes who won medals at the Olympic stage, athletes who have won medals at the world stage, of course, you've won a gold medal at the world stage, number one when it comes to gold. So we have these athletes, and not only that, we see them going for the competitions they can actually go for. That usually prepare them. So when they're coming for African Games, even if you're going to African Games, you're like, okay, we may not get medals anywhere, but wrestling, you're going to get it. Just like track and field, for instance, when we had Blessing Okagbai then, you're like, okay, medal hopeful. I mean, I don't like using that word. You always have one person, one of the medal hopeful. And then when you look at track and field, you look at wrestling. So over time, we always have the fact that, you look at wrestling, you look at track and field, and these are some of the comparative advantage that we have when it comes to this sport. So I think the female wrestlers, maybe because of their experience, number one, and because the male wrestlers that actually went with that went to the African Games, I think about 5 of them are actually making their debut at the world stage. The older guys, most of them have been phased out. So you have new guys actually coming in. So for them to be winning bronze and silver, I think it's also a plus for them because they're actually, introducing them to the world stage. You might see better of them at the Olympics, but these athletes, the experience is there. Blessing the Genesis, for instance, when it comes to the 50 kg, you can't do that. Ogunsoya, Christina, that's another fantastic wrestler. Of course, Adekore Odunayo, the popular one, 57 kg. When it comes to that also, she's also one of those athletes that will also give you medal. Then look at Kolawole Esther in 62 kg. Yeah. Another athlete also, Blessing Oborodu, of course, I mean, coming from the Commonwealth Games, coming from the Olympics, and then that experience also coming there. Hannah Ruben, another young wrestler, 76 kg. So these athletes, I mean, when you have them together like this, outside Blessing Okagbai, Blessing Oborodu, and of course, Genesis and Adekoroye, but Christina Ogunsoya and Hannah Robin, these ladies have been able to step up, to actually in their own different categories.
Which means, we have this carousel that when these others are easing off, there are other ones that are younger wrestlers in the next few years. that will
and
have
then
a tradition.
There's this succession plans that Danny Gale has actually put in place, in the sense that every time they have these championships, you see new wrestlers being discovered all the time. And then the fact that they are able to at least go for 1 or 2 championships, that's also have helped these athletes. So when they are meeting their counterpart in Africa, of course, they're usually the best in it.
Every time you have this championship, you are doing it. You see, you have just triggered something, Sisi. Daniel Gale's term is coming to an end very soon.
Yeah.
Every time you have the championship, Daniel Gale will be making it possible.
Yeah.
Daniel Gale will move down to this governor, move down to this team, trying to get these things done.
Yeah.
We are not talking about one man instead of a board, and what he's been trying to do.
Yeah.
The challenges, even as they did this,
yeah.
We are supposed to go to the African to go and to for the championship.
Yeah.
Tunisia beat us that time because we couldn't send 10 athletes.
Yes.
Now we are trying to send 8. If we don't send that 10, Tunisia will still beat us because they will have more at the end of the day. More of the athletes will win, and they will come over there. And this also serves as, when they move that, they want to go to Egypt to go and see how they can now qualify for the Olympics.
Yes.
If we can't send enough to go and fight for qualification, how do we not have enough representation at the Olympics? Boils down to funds. Yeah. Now Igale is now moving around to talk to the minister, to talk to the governor, to talk to whoever they want to talk to, so that we can, even when these people are good enough. I don't understand.
That's what I was going to say, something about sports in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I really don't like, whenever we are talking about sport, we look at the federation president. I'm like, can't we just have a structure that we put in place, then the funds that come regularly? I mean, when you beginning of the year, each federation are supposed to submit their program, right, to the sports ministry. Now, you know that you're going to go to Egypt, Tunisia, World Championships, it's the Olympic year. Obviously, there will be qualifiers. How many of these federations actually submit their programs to the sports ministry? And then when they submit their programs to the sports ministry, how many of them at the end of the day get what they want to get in it? So the point I'm trying to make is, if you, as a federation president, submit your program, to the sports ministry, and you're not getting anything out of it, then there is a problem. So if maybe you're able to submit your program and then you get money at the end of the day, so that money should be enough for you to prosecute any championship you want to go for. But do they really get that money? And how do they source for sponsorship? That's another thing also, because we've seen the female athletes, for instance, now. How many of them have this mentioned sponsorship? They don't even have. So how can private organization actually come in to support these athletes? We see there was an email that was sent out by NFF Media and Communications on ambush marketing. When Super Eagles win, every brand want to identify with them. What do they do when they are qualifying for it? Now, some of these brands that want to identify with football, yes, success because of the silver. What if you want to put your money somewhere else? Imagine these ladies now being branded. I mean, you have someone who is kitting them. They don't have to worry about what they will wear. Or maybe flights. Okay, you know what? A flight to Tunisia will be responsible for this. I think these are some of the things this federation can actually sort out, so that the money you may now need could be maybe to pay the athletes after they've won the medals. But in terms of flights, in terms of accommodation, every other thing, these are something that at least you can actually partner with companies, and then they can be responsible for that. If they can do that, have a structure on ground, so when you leave, it's going to continue. Because my fear with wrestling right now, once its tenure is over, what happens after that?
What happens after that once it's turned over? I will take you back to after the 2012 Olympics that Britain hosted.
Yeah.
What did they do? They came out and then assessed each of the various sports. How did you achieve? And then came out with the funding for 2016 for 4 years.
Yes,
So that's what you understand. They've already mapped it out, and then you see, it is okay to say go for the private sector. See, the private sector in Nigeria today is not even stable. It is when you have made enough money, when you are that it is out of your profit that you would say weak and go back to give back to the society. But when a company is struggling, 90% of most of the companies that have been here in this country from 1980s to 1990 now have all they are dead. Almost, you're talking about football now, almost all the football clubs in Lagos, which was not only Lagos but in Nigeria, because almost everything, the business lines of this world were built around it. NMB, ACB, those are banks. Wema Bank, they all have their own football teams. Mandela's Lions, Leventis, Sido Tiger, Nigerian Airways. In Lagos here, they are based on companies, Nigerian Supply, understand? All of them, where are they? Nigerian Airways have been long gone. So if you don't have, if the system is not there to sustain, where do you now?
So you fall back.
Who are you going to meet to sponsor you when there are no companies? So where are no companies?
No, why I brought that up?
I understand. I agree with you.
Coming from what's happened with the football team.
I agree with you. But now look at what, like I said, I'm not talking about Great Britain. In spite of all the companies that are there, they have from the sports lottery and that is where the funds are. Bulk of the funds are because these are amateur sports. Apart from football, how many persons are going to watch? Because if you want to put your money in a game, you're going to put the money where you can reach. What of the rich? You don't just, I mean, you understand. What do you get when you look at it? You choose which sport, the leverage you want to get by put the money. Now, do I put my money where an empty stadium, where it is not going to be shown anywhere? So what are you gaining?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's leave that. I just hope, as I mentioned, that just maybe, we can get something out of these African Games with the success the ladies have recorded. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2 sponsorship or something for the Olympics, so they won't have to go hand in cap begging to attend.
It is what it is, going cap in hand, going there to go. But that is for now, and that is why when we were fighting that the ministry, we should have a separate ministry for sports. You understand? Which we went all out here in our own form of advocacy journalism to get it out. It is because of the funding. We found out that the sports NYSC was getting about 90 to 92% of what was from Ministry of Youth and Sports.
So how much are they getting now?
Now they have NYSC is no longer
on its own, so sports development, and it's even sports development.
So they have that. So it is sports development. So every money we are getting is to develop sports.
Okay.
Not elite sport, to develop sports. So you should go into the training, into infrastructure, into like going to tournament, serving them, nurturing them, and because going to the tournament is part of what you're using at the nurturing process. For them to get that experience, to excel and get sponsorship. Because if you are excelling as a star, like Toby also has a lot of sponsors. So you must be at the global level. You must, be there at the elite level before people want to put their money and identify with you. If you are still struggling, how many persons want to struggle with you?
Identify with you.
That is what it is all over the world.
Help them to get up to that standard.
Yeah, it's a team.
Okay, all right. Weightlifting will just be the last one we'll talk about quickly. We'll just roll that how many medals we won in weightlifting in all. I mean, that's another big sport that we went to the African Games and came out with a lot. It was 16 gold medal, 10 silver, and 6 bronze medal in all. I mean, that's also another sport to look at where Nigeria had.
That is almost 32 medals.
Yes.
32 medals from weightlifting. 16 gold medals, and then we are right now that is almost more than a third
of the medals we won, because in all we have 76 medals in all, and 27 of them gold.
Okay.
So it tells you that weightlifting accounted for all.
So if you remove weightlifting,
okay, let's not take let's leave it.
Why don't you want to break down? Because when you remove that, it's like weightlifting. Because this is what Egypt and the rest of what those who win does. You look at this area. You look at weightlifting. Yeah. If you have your snatch, your snatch, you get a gold. Clean and jack, you get a gold. Combination, you have a gold.
So you got 3 medals.
So what you got three medals already in just one. You go over there and you get a gold. So we have this comparative advantage. We are very good at this, especially our brothers from across river and that area. I don't know how. I don't know whether it's genetic or whatever it is, but at least we are good in this area. You understand? Even when we are going about the Paralympic games, we get most of our medals from
powerlifting.
From powerlifting. Powerlifting takes us up there, and that is why even now, like I said, just a deviation, CC, for a minute. The Amputee Football Federation are also in a quagmire because they are supposed to go to Egypt for a tournament, and then they were playing Egypt even in the opening game, and that is where they want to qualify to go for the Amputee World Cup. Right now, there is no fund. There is no fund. So you see, basically, we ask ourselves why. I remember the president dropped 12 billion into their coffers. I don't know if it was only for football.
No, for football. It was for Nations. That was for Nations Cup. That wasn't part of anything.
No, it was to pay up all their
outstanding. That's Super Eagles. That was for Super Eagles.
They've been trying to clear it up, whether it is just for football or whether it is for other things.
But it was clearly stated.
They said for sports.
No, it was clearly stated when Super Eagles were struggling because of the a backlog of money that was salaries that was being owed. So, the coach of the Super Eagles, Joseph Pesero, that's why that money was released for that.
So 12 billion goes out there, and then if you put 500 million for these people, they would have gone there. If you put 500 million for wrestling for this one, they would have been there. If you put 500 million, so I think we should look at how we distribute these things. You understand? And then look at it.
That's why I asked. That's why I posed the question. That's why I asked the question earlier that these federations we're looking at, because what I'm saying is because of what happened in basketball, for instance. Do they have a program? Have they submitted their program to the sports ministry? Was there a follow-up to these after submit? What do they do? Do they defend their budget, or they just, because I'm trying to understand now. Now, if the sports ministry understands that the amputee football, the amputee African Cup of Nations is in April, so are you telling me they just turn a blind eye to the federation and like, it's none of your business?
I'm telling you that I'm glad that wrestling is looking for money. Even after getting 6 gold, they are still looking for money to travel. You are telling me about whatever it is.
You know what? There's something we need to. Maybe we have to take a breather with this one, because the athletes who actually went to the Miss Martial Arts that went for the African Games.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean it was a funny story when they came back. A reception was held for them in Lagos, right here in Lagos, and of course some of the athletes, how many medals they won, 12 in all, 5 gold medals, and it was a demonstration sport, but the ministry gave them the go ahead to go. But when they got to Ghana, according to this story, no tracksuit, nothing, literally as if they were not part of Team Nigeria. So they had to go get their own jersey to show that yes, they are here. I mean, maybe we would need to, if you can see pictures of these athletes coming and also listen to them. We'll go on a break. So when we come back, we'll listen to the story from the Miss Martial Arts people.
All right, let's go on a break. We'll be back. Hello, you're welcome back. It is the Channel Sport on Sunday. And Okpe is in the house. Okpe, it is 13th All Africa Games. When will Nigeria upturn South Africa? But now Egypt we are looking at Egypt. It's like back tire, not you overtake front tire.
Yes, Ken, it's been a wonderful week, a week of insertion and padding, and unfortunately, the sporting community never even benefited from the insertion and padding. For the All African Games, I think in my lifetime, I have not seen us winning the gold. I read that we won the gold in 1973. I saw in the pictures of the General Yakubu Gowon with the Supreme Military Council.
That was our first medal on the continent.
The gold, yes, for football. For football, which General Dia described as the great grandmother of all gold medals. Okay. But again, talking about the natural medals, our only hope of turning the table in Africa was if the para athletes were matched with the normal. Of course, the Supreme Council for Sports in Africa, they are smarter, so they said that is not going to be so. I think we'll still we'll let bygone be bygone, and we'll still continue playing the second fiddle till that kingdom come.
But as it is not only Nigeria is playing the second fiddle, all of Africa is playing. We have just added the table now. And for that, if you add second, third, fourth, fifth, that is, that you've not even gotten to where Egypt is.
It's straightforward. It's straightforward. We talked thankfully last year we had a break from the past. If you have 3% of your budget to sports and you want to overtake Egypt, think about it.
Think about it. I think we'll look, maybe one of these days, very few, because I was looking at how England was able to catch up with Germany and Spain on youth football. You understand? At a point, the Germans have to go over there and spend, because that was in 2000 and 2003. Trevor Brooking was saying that the Germans, as at then, are already 50 million pounds ahead of England. That if they are to catch up they need to spend that much. They now spent that much, built St. George's, you understand, came up with it, and then 10 years later, because he said in 10 years, by the time 10 years later, England ruled in under 17, in under 20, in all the youth,
and those graduates were playing the finals of the Euro Cup.
The Euro Cup, you understand? And then he also looked at what the Blue Fountain, what the French, what the French have done, and said, what how do they do it? They looked at, yes, they made the kids first and foremost, say, at age 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they don't talk about it, they just make them love the ball, go and enjoy the game. So they were training the trainers on how those trainers can now this same thing, inculcate it on the children to first of all love the game. After loving it, before you can talk about no tactics, no go, whatever it is, just go and play with the ball. I tell you this, England are where they are. The player they've discovered are where they are today because they consciously looked at what Spain and the German, the French and the Germans were doing, and also the Spanish, and say, we want to go this route, and that is what took them there. So it's not paying lip service like saying.
They are still exporting this talent.
And that 3%. There is one thing with what you say about the budget. Sometimes you see the figure. That figure is approved.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
The basic thing is not the approval, it is the release.
And what gets to
that is the release of the fund.
Maybe
there is audio approval.
But Ken, I think it's because maybe people in charge never decided to take the bull by the horn. Honorable Dalon was here, I think, last year when he talked about the lottery fund. Now, this is the issue. There was a time after the embarrassment of London 2012. President Jonathan came and we had that presidential retreat.
Yes.
The honor for you to have the Honorable Minister of Finance in your retreat, that shows the premium you have placed on that occasion. So if the stakeholders, if they decided to take the bull by the horn, I don't think we'll be in this quagmire.
They went to
the ball is in the court of the ministry.
They should fight for their rights.
They went to the retreat and they came back. Anyway, before we probably see if we can open the lines and you guys can join. Before we do that, Sisi talked about the reception or the missed martial arts God. Let's see that. Let's just start with that. Let's see how it went.
It's also a dream come true for me. I'm very happy for the opportunity that has been given to me. Despite all odds of negativities, we went through the challenges and we conquered. And by the help of my team, by the help of my coaches, everyone around me who has really breeded me to become this I am. I'm very proud of myself and I'm proud of those who has put in the effort and supported me in whichever way or the other to make me a champion that I am now.
Actually, I thank God Almighty for the medal. That the medal later came in because I made mistakes of the rule and was disqualified in my first fight. But later on, some persons too were later disqualified, and I was brought back to fight a Ghanaian with the silver medal. So if not, I would have go through the process of getting a gold, which I know I'm very sure of getting already. And I thank God though that I came out with the medal.
We have gamma clubs all over the states.
All right, don't worry. It happens. That is what we see there, and that is what we get. Like I said, if it is possible, probably we'll take some calls, you guys to join the show. Let us know because the Champions League draws are out, Sisi.
Yep.
We have 3 Spanish teams, 2 German, 2 English, and 1 French.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PSG, the only club in France.
Okay, do you see maybe only the French team if the French team goes to the final, and
they have to navigate through their nemesis Barcelona in the quarterfinal first?
Yes.
So before you're thinking of final, then there's even the possibility of we having all English semi-final.
Okay.
Because you have 3 of them in it. And then you have the traditional team. I mean, it's a tradition for Manchester City to face
Real Madrid
yes. Right now. That's how it's been for the past 4 seasons, right?
I don't understand.
Last time it was semi-final they made.
Yeah.
2 years ago was quarter-final. So they've been having this all through. So that tradition continues this year. So if they also want to make to the semi-final, they have to take out 14-time champions. And the way the likes of Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., the way these guys are playing, I don't know what Man City can actually come up with to take them out. With Erling Haaland, you don't know when he's going to score, when he will not score, because of what happened yesterday against Newcastle United. It was Bernardo Silva who gave them the 2 goals that got them to the semi-final. Yeah, into the FA Cup. So, I mean, that's another one. They look at Arsenal facing Bayern.
And that's what I want to ask. Yes, I want to ask.
Tricky.
I don't understand these people, though. We can understand PSG playing Barcelona. We can understand Real Madrid playing Man City. But Arsenal has been off over 7 years. They return and you still give them Bayern. I mean, what is this?
I think it was Andy Roddick when they asked about the rivalry between himself and Roger Federer, and he said, can you call it a rivalry when they always beat him? So,
so there's no rivalry.
Even when Arsenal winning, it will be in a dead rubber match. Yeah. I.e., they won you maybe 4-0 first leg, and the next leg, your return leg, you are winning 1-0, or you have lost 5-1, you are drawing 2-2. So, it will be very hard for the Gunners. It will be extremely hard.
But the Gunners are saying that, sorry, I'm laughing when you continue. The Gunners are saying that when Bayern was beating them, it was Wenger who was the manager, not Arteta. Okay. That this is a new era entirely.
Okay. Remember, under the Wenger era, we had the invisible season. Yes. We had the players who were fighters, not baby footballers. Apology for using that word. So we had men playing for Arsenal. So honestly, I don't think it's a mismatch. It's a mismatch.
But Arsenal have stopped. Arsenal were a selling club then. But here we are. Arsenal have stopped selling.
Ken, how many players in the Arsenal team can stroll into the first 11 of Bayern Munich?
Bukayo Saka can enter there. Gabriel Jesus can enter there.
Gabriel will not make that.
Trossard can enter there. Declan Rice can enter there. Saliba can enter there.
All these players. All these players. They are like They are like Ross Barkley in a looting city or looting town. You have a big fish in a small pond.
But I mean, the same Bayern is there.
No, not because Bayern can, not because Bayern have been bad, but because Leverkusen has been outstanding.
Okay, then let me ask you this. This season, Arsenal has beaten Manchester United. Arsenal has beaten Liverpool. Yes. Arsenal has beaten Man City. So why can't Arsenal beat Bayern that has been beating blue and black and whatever by Leverkusen? Why?
Ken, let me repeat this.
Yes.
Bayern are second on the Bundesliga table, not because they've done badly. They are only second because you had a Bayern Leverkusen who have been in a complete different form.
We saw the Leverkusen in Europe. We have seen them that they've not been beaten, but they've been struggling. They've been coming to pick draw in the last minute. They are even playing in the Europa League. Not even the Champions League. They've not been dominant in Europe.
When Sir Alex was doing the same thing, we call it the stuff champions are made of. Like they never get beaten. They are never down.
Tenacity, but not dominance. Tenacity is different from dominance.
Yeah. So for a team who have done
beating
38 matches, and they've only been surpassed by the likes of AC Milan and even Bayern with Arsenal 49. So taking now what they've done in the Bundesliga, and not only Bundesliga, you are talking of German Cup and the Europa League. So I think it's not because the Bayern side, and I saw what Bayern did yesterday. They are 5-2. It's not because they played the side.
Everybody's beating downstairs now. I mean, for goodness sake, I saw a team beat this. Was it National Leverkusen, which that scored almost 10 goals against them? So I mean, you can't use that. They are all scoring. Like almost all the teams in Champions League are scoring. Arsenal is scoring. City is scoring. Everybody, they are all scoring. So whatever it is, but like I'm saying, let's look at that fixture again, so I can take Real Madrid, Man City. Who do you think will go through?
I think this season it has to be Real Madrid. That is my thought.
Okay. Arsenal Bayern.
It's a tough call. I think Arsenal may just go through.
Okay. Atletico Borussia Dortmund.
Tough call.
Atletico.
PSG Barcelona.
PSG Barcelona.
I think currently, apart from Kylian Mbappe, that's the only person I see at PSG. Then if you look at Barcelona, it's actually nobody. But I think Barcelona can actually get this one because the Gundogan and the Cancelo, the likes. I think these guys might just do something different for Barcelona.
She has not seen it. But I am seeing two people at PSG, Mbappe and Enrique. The Enrique factor.
That is what I wanted to say. Yes.
Okay,
Enrique is preparing for life after Mbappe, which is what every reasonable man should do. But I think for this issue, just like Peter was told, just cast the net one more time. I think you should just forget maximize the Mbappe you have, because a bird at hand is more than
before the bird fly. So use and take capture what you want.
Don't try that experiment you have been doing in the league that it should be benched. Let's start from this, play from the start, and I think there will be no hiding place for Barcelona.
Okay, so you are giving it to PSG.
PSG.
Straight. Okay. Okay, both of you agree. Did you agree with him on Wednesday, Real Madrid, Man City?
I think Man City will go through.
Okay, you are disagreeing on that. Yeah. Do you agree with Arsenal, Bayern?
No, I said Bayern.
Okay, she said Arsenal. Okay, you guys are going to that. And then Dortmund. Okay, Dortmund. You gave
Atletico.
Yeah, Atletico.
Okay, both of you agree on that one.
Atletico.
And then the last one, Barcelona, PSG.
Barcelona.
PSG.
All right. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm sitting on the fence. Okay. For the CAF Confederation Cup, like last year, it has always been Rivers United, the last team standing, and then they were just like this of almost going out, because we said it here last week that they should win by at least a 2-goal margin. Instead, they won by 2-1, and then they were on their way out when they realized that Lobito, that has never Jesus Christ, this is funny. Lobito that has been beating home and away, went on there to go and hold, to pick a draw.
Yeah.
I tell you this, that is somebody else saving you from what that 1 point means nothing to Lobito. Maybe that will cause people that are going to give them bonus for picking that away draw. But then it meant a lot for Rivers United. Yeah. Rivers United now playing USM Oja, the defending champion. That was how they went at the defending champion. So what how do you think they want to navigate this?
Yeah, the beauty about football is irrespective of whether you have the calculator or not, just do your own part. And you fortune might just smile on you. Our World Cup qualifier for 2018, when we were beating everybody before we got 3-point deductions for feeding Shehu Abdullahi. If the other team have done their part, we'll have missed that World Cup. So, irrespective of whatever the circumstance, do your part and see what will play out. So for them, because tournament like this, you can't expect to move further without playing the Champions League.
Yes.
Teams like Al Ahly will keep coming, and that is the price a team like Man City are paying now for being part of the top echelon of European football. You must meet Madrid. They are not 14-time champion forever. So Rivers United, they are not there yet. So, but on their way to the top, they can't avoid teams like the North African side, because that is their birthright.
Okay, let me stick with you. Because before we just talk tennis and see how we can round up with that. Man City are already in the semi-finals, and against all Coventry. I mean, the last time they were in the final was 1987, and they won it.
They won.
And then they now disappeared. It is like talking about sometimes when Arsenal fans will tell you, why are you saying this? Arsenal defies logic. I have never seen any team in the world, in the entire world, in the history, where I've been researching, that won the league unbeaten, became invisible, and now
they've refused to win. They
have become anonymous. I mean,
they are still invisible. They can't
how can you go a season winning the league? Now, City now, last year, like you said, they won the treble. I mean, Klopp is going for the quadruple. He has said he's leaving. You understand? And then today, it is Manchester United versus Liverpool. Chelsea take on Leicester. I mean, all these things are Chelsea and Leicester are cup teams. They are very good at winning the cups. Even Guardiola, because Guardiola won the Carabao Cup 4 times, won the FA Cup 3 times.
So defending champions.
So I mean, these guys are, or even all the teams remaining are all cup teams. Do you see Liverpool putting 7? Okay, let me ask Sisi. Do you see Liverpool scoring 7 again against Manchester United?
It's not possible. Because first it's a cup game, number 1, and number 2, I think Manchester United have actually learned. Do they usually learn their lessons?
But which Lord is back? He will play today.
It doesn't, whether he's back or not. Yes, they will score. Man City could win, but not 7.
Oh, no, after Liverpool.
No, sorry. Liverpool could win, but not 7. Because if you check,
do you see Man United beating Liverpool?
It's just they win. If they beat Liverpool, it will just be a miracle. One of the.
They said it's a cup. It's a cup game.
Yeah, it's a cup game.
We saw the miracle that Coventry did yesterday at 9-minute goals.
Actually, all the goals were from the 83rd minute. We saw like 4 goals.
4 goals.
83rd to 106 minutes. We saw like 4 goals yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but you see, once a match is a one-off, the Hungarian side of 54 smashed the Germans like 8-3 in their group stage. They got to the final. They lost 2-1.
No, I've said it. We also, I think it was the Crazy Gang at Wimbledon that Liverpool beat them 8 something in the league. And when they went in the FA Cup in the final, they beat Liverpool. The same season, not another season. No, the same season. I mean, you can't put your money on that. The team that was the same that was beating Black and Blue. So it's like it is.
So it's like
Chelsea, Leicester.
Oh, if this match was played 2 weeks ago, I would say Leicester. Because they were having that Premiership form in the Championship.
Okay.
But all of a sudden they started playing catch up. So I give to Chelsea.
Okay. And Chelsea are building up. I mean, they've got some decent results of
getting the momentum. Yeah.
I think Chelsea is getting it.
Okay.
But 2 weeks ago it will have been a Leicester victory.
All right. Okay. Let's talk tennis. The one we adopted here, right? Coco Golf. Coco Golf couldn't go past Maria Sakkari and Iga Swiatek. I mean, since Ashley Barty, left and then she stepped into the throne as the best woman in the world. She has not been that dominating on the scene, but then she gets it done. I mean, that is it. Iga Swiatek beating Mara Kostic, that is 6-6-1, while Maria Sakkari beat Coco Golf, yeah. 4-6, 6-2, 7. She came back 7-6 in that second set, but then lost the other one. So that is the final. Iga Swiatek taking Maria Sakkari. Is this all Iga? You can't.
No, Iga will be too powerful for Maria. She will be too powerful. Yeah, you said she had not been that dominant on the cycle, but again, she's like the player to beat. It's like once she loses, that becomes the headline.
And then when she looks at the fine, when she's seeing the trophy, then it becomes
she's more like the Roger Federer of the female circuit.
Okay. All right, let's go to the male. Yesterday when we saw the draws, and then we said, look, the semi-final I would have loved to see that game in the final between Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner. Yannick Sinner, 19 games unbeaten in 2024. I mean, beating everybody that is beatable. And here they are with Alcaraz. That we say, look, we say he was the new thing. After the Federer, Nadal, and Djoko era that he was to take over. But then somewhere after beating Djokovic in that final at Wimbledon, the guy just kind of melted. And we've not seen him there. He would just show off and go away. But we saw a new Alcaraz there. I mean, Alcaraz, Yannick Sinner, that is Tommy Paul. To get to this level was the 17th ranked player in the world. But here he is right there taking, get to the semi-final. Daniel Medvedev. So Carlos Alcaraz, Daniel Medvedev thrives also on the hard court, US Open, and this is his area. And then Carlos Alcaraz, the next can live up to his potential. But what do you guys say in the final? Assisi.
He's defending champion, I think that actually gave him that edge, going into a tournament. Yannick Sinner, as we know, this year, unbeaten in all. But after ending that run, I think obviously against Daniel Medvedev, remember this was what happened last year too. So it's happening again.
Both of them are the same team. The same two players in the final.
So I think we'll have to give it to Carlos Alcaraz because he's come back. Is something really remarkable. And when you look at how he started the game before he dropped the first set 1-6, I'm like, what's happening again? Is he going to just go out like that? Yannick Sinner is going to continue the run. But somehow he came back the second set 6 to the third set. So he tells you how he was able to bounce back. And then that tenacity that is still there. And Medvedev also struggled in his own. One of the games went into tie break 7-6. So it tells you how he struggled to get into this run. So I think I will have to give to Carlos Alcaraz. Maybe he's back and really fully back after that Australian Open exit.
Okay.
I think I will agree with Sisi. I will give to Carlos Alcaraz. And I'm seeing more of a dress rehearsal for the Olympics final between both set of players. That's what I'm seeing.
I think before the Olympic final, there will be the French Open.
There will be French Open. There's someone who is open for that gold medal.
Yeah.
Novak Djokovic. He has set his eyes on the gold medal. So if he has set his eyes on, you may not have this.
Djokovic is 36. You see, sometimes we look at this and we don't know they are human. Djokovic is 36.
Is Djokovic actually human?
He will be 37 on the 22nd of May. Yeah. 22nd of May this year. That's when he will be 20. He will be 37. He's already 36. When you're going past 32, it's a miracle that himself. I think he was maybe inspiration from Roger Federer. I believe that you can play forever. But The thing is, he has dropped out of the next tournament already. That he wants to start managing. We are going.
Okay, let's put our money in sports so that we can get the result the Egyptians are getting.
Yeah, money in sports, simple investment, and you get the results.
Okay, money in sport, MIS. Money in sport. You've had that. Money in sport. If you don't invest, if you don't sow, you don't reap. Yeah, that's the thing. So basically, we have to look at how they spent money in infrastructure, how they spent money in training the trainers, how they spent money in grooming, in getting whatever I want to get. That is the way to go. If you want to catch Egypt, Niger, it is time to spend the money. I'm Ken Ochonogo. God bless Nigeria.